Good evening, everyone. See, I remembered it was evening this time. My name is Tracy Frith. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sherwood Park, Alberta. And I thought tonight I would come on and try and do a torn paper card. Just getting my laptop ready to go here. There we go. So I can see if anyone joins us and comments and stuff. All right, so I'm going to use today the Layering Leaves stamp set. This does come in a bundle with a coordinating punch. I don't have the punch yet. It wasn't available when I ordered it, but I think it is back in stock now. I'm just going to try and find it here so I can show you. Alright, so it's the bow punch. So this one right here. So that coordinates with this stamp set. You can see it'll punch out some of the leaves in that little flowery thing. Alright, so, but I'm not going to use that today anyways. I'm just going to do some stamping. So this stamp set, and then I'm using a piece of basic white, kind of a standard card base. So 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to use a piece of the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper. So that one has, this particular one has some flowers on the back. I think I've used this piece before, and lots of the other paper has like a torn paper look to it. But I didn't want to get too much with all the torn paper, so I thought I would just use this piece that's a little bit more basic. All right, so what I'm going to do to start, sorry, I'm a little bit discombobulated here, that over there. All right, so I'm going to start by folding my card base. So again, with the score line down the middle here, there's a bit of a mountain, kind of a bump edge. On the other side, it's an indent. I always fold it with the mountain on the inside. When I do the folding, you don't have to, but I find that one works best for me. And then I'll give it a bit of a burnish with the bone folder there. All right, and this piece of paper is 4 by 5 1/4. Yep, 4 by 5 1/4. So that's what I'm starting with. And then to get the sorry, to get the torn paper look, I want to go corner to corner-ish. I'm not going to go completely straight, and I want to tear it. I think I want this way, yeah. So I want to be able to see that white inside of the paper here. Let's see what I'm doing here. So for today's card, I want this side showing, and I want to have that white torn paper edge. So you can tear it, you can adjust it a little bit once you've got it torn if you want. I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I do have this piece if I want to do another one. I can use the other side with the same effect. So for right now, I'm just going to put that piece aside. All right. And then this is going to, I'm just going to glue it down right on the page. I'm just wondering if I want to do a border on this. No, I'm going to leave it as is. I think we're going to leave it as is today. We'll see how it looks and if we like it or not. If I don't like it, I'll change it for the next one. I really like this side too, this little flowers. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back side, and I like to use the Tombow liquid adhesive glue. And then I'm going to try and line that up so I have an even border. Oh, now I've got glue all over my fingers. That didn't. Oh, and again, that wasn't my plan. All right. So you guys can see this here. Oh, I'm very gluey now. All right. I think that makes it kind of evenish. I could have gone down just a little bit lower with that, but oh well. All right, and then I'm going to do my stamping. I may end up using a die for the greeting. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to pull out, this paper has in it, Lost Lagoon is the lighter color green here, and Pretty Peacock is the darker one. So I'm going to pull out those two inks. And then I'm using the two kind of more open leaves. So this one and this one are the ones that I picked. And I'm going to leave them open. Okay, we'll see how this goes. I'm kind of winging this part. You know what, actually, what I'm going to do first, I'm also going to do this little one here, the kind of splatters. What I'm going to do for that, I'm going to grab some scrap paper here. And I'm just going to ink up my stamp. I'm going to stamp it off once. And then I'm just going to add a few little kind of random splatters. One more over here. All right, now I'll get the stamp out. So my leaf, I'm going to do in full strength. That one doesn't look like it's, there we go. All right, and then I think I'm going to go over here, and it's okay if I get ink on the I didn't, but if I got ink on that white edge, that's totally fine as well. And then the Pretty Peacock for the other leaf. I don't think I have that inked very well, not quite. Okay, and I'm just going to tip this one over a little bit. So I'm trying to keep this really simple, this card today. Okay, and then I think I am going to do my greeting on a label. So I'm going to grab, I'm going to use the Best Wishes, because then it can be used for a few different occasions. And let's see where it will fit. I think it fits in that one. I'm going to try this one. Let's just make sure that it fits in that one. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to use that one. I get a scrap of white. So I'll start with white. That'll work. I think I'm going to do the stamping in the Peacock. I debated using black, but I think I'm going to just keep going with my greens here. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this one, and then I'm going to cut out a second shape with the same die in the Lost Lagoon. That one will work. So I'm going to die cut this twice. Hope everybody had a good day today. Nice and warm out today again, but I think it's starting to rain here now. And it was trying a little while ago while I was on my way home from work. But I thought I heard a little bit more as I was starting to get ready for this. Okay, so I have that. And then I'll run it through one more time with the same die. Using Lost Lagoon. All right. Oh, hello, Mom. Looks like both leaves are the same color. No, one's a little bit lighter. One's in Lost Lagoon and one's, so Lost Lagoon and one's in the Pretty Peacock. Maybe if I bring it a little bit closer you can see. So this one's in the Lost Lagoon, this one's in the Peacock. They are really similar colors for sure, but there's a little bit of difference. All right. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my paper cutter. And where do I want to go? I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to cut it in half this direction. So I guess if I measure it, I'll have a better idea of what I'm doing here. You know what? I'm just going to eyeball it because it doesn't really matter. All right. Or will it? It will matter. I'll get it more precise here. Okay, so it is just over 2.5. So 1 1/4-ish. Will be about half. Oh, hello, Leanne. Thank you. That's a pretty card. Thank you. We'll see how it ends up. Kind of playing around here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 halves. I'm going to put one on this edge and one on that edge just to give it a little bit more, I guess, weight to the greeting panel. I like to do that. Sometimes I find, like this has another die that's the same shape that's a little bit bigger. Sometimes I find those are just a little bit too big. So if I do this, I can get just that little bit of color that I want on the edge without having too much green showing. And you could do the same thing cutting it this direction. It would just then be on the top and the bottom instead of on the sides. So depends on what you want. That's close. And then I'll grab some dimensionals. Put those on the back. I don't really have any new updates to tell you today. We've got still that new kit. It's a tag, I think it's a Christmas tag kit, festive tags or something like that it's called. Kits are on sale this month. So take a look at the kits collection on my page here at Tracy Frith shop.stampinup.net. In the shopping section, if you look at the kits collection, it will have all of the kits. Some of them aren't available because they are kind of until they run out, the sale. But they're up to 30% off, so you can get some really good prices. I ordered a few the other day. So I'll share when they get here. I just got notification today that the order's been sent, so I'm not 100% sure yet when it will arrive. I'll have to check that later. All right, and then this is just going to go kind of in the bottom corner. And then I'll add a little bit of bling. I think for this one we'll go with the pearls. Iridescent pearls. I love all the new, we've had like the rhinestones and the pearls before, but I love the iridescent ones that we have now. We still have the other ones, but the iridescent ones are just so pretty. Okay, we'll do a couple little ones. Put one up there. I'll do one big one at the bottom. Yeah, I think I'll go there. There we go. All right, so really simple for this card. So torn paper, I started with a piece of 4 by 5 1/4, and I just kind of tore it diagonally down the side. I wanted to make sure I got the white edges there. I did some simple stamping and my greeting, popped that up. And I think I might add, I can remember which one's which, not that one. I might add a couple of little leaves on the inside. Yeah, Mom, I love the simple cards. I think I'm a big fan of less is more for stamping. Every now and then I like to make one that's a little bit more complicated, but I just really like the way these ones look. I guess I should put the other one on there too. Why not? Oops, hopefully that works out okay. I lifted it up a little bit. Nope, it looks good. All right. So there's my torn paper card. And then again, if I want to, I have the other side that I can use on a different card. I can go that way. I think that one goes that way. Can't remember. I'll have to figure out which direction that one's supposed to go. But anyways, you can use that again. So you can make 2 cards of 1 piece of torn paper if you want, depending on what paper you pick. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I am going to be going in the evenings for, I think, the next 2 weeks. I think that's what I put. I put the dates up yesterday, so it's either the next 2 weeks or just, again, next week, and then I'll have to figure out the following week. And sorry, my work schedule's been a little bit all over the place in the summer. Just we have staff away, so I've been kind of jumping around to make sure all the classes are covered, but hopefully as we get into September, that'll become a little bit more solid again, and I'll find a time that works. All right, so next week for sure, I will be in the evening. I will see everyone then. And thanks again for joining and for commenting on my cards. I love the interaction, so that's awesome. See you next week.